we had someone on singing. When we did the record beginning, that guy was doing that, and it's that line. Are you hubby doing? Ace that. I love that. Right. I've got Anita in my eye, love. Now it's just Anita, is it? You've no second name.
I have got a second name, but I don't use it for business.
Is there a reason? Is that just a foible, or is there a reason for that?
No, I think it's just got the right ring to it.
So
Anita.
You don't. Now you're a clairvoyant.
Yes, that's right.
Anne, who I spoke to yesterday, was an astrologer.
Yes.
There's a difference between the two, I take it.
Yes, there is a difference.
Could you tell me what a clairvoyant does?
Well, a clairvoyant taps into the future through the perception of the mind.
Right. You believe that the future is already mapped out?
Yes, definitely.
The future is there.
Yes.
So you believe in fate then, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes.
And we just progress along time-worn paths, as
yes.
it? Are we all going across the same paths all the time? Does it loop back? Do you believe that?
Well, I think that time is in the round, like a circle.
Yeah.
That you can tap into it, different parts of the circle, and that's why sometimes the clairvoyant gets the past and sometimes she gets the future. She's not certain what part of the circle she's tapping into.
Right. Now, I take it that there was a time when you reached, when you suddenly realised that you were or wanted to be or had certain gifts. I mean, why I'm saying, how do you become a clairvoyant? You couldn't become an apprentice clairvoyant.
No,
you didn't go to like the clairvoyant factory.
No,
exactly, and do 7 years of,
No.
Right. How did you realise?
I don't know. I think as a little girl I always believed in magic. But let's say later on in life I became very attracted to a pack of tarot cards which I saw in a shop window, and maybe call it a forte or what, I was drawn to them. And I started to study them. As I studied them and as I did them for friends and relatives, other things developed with it. That's the psychic thing in the mind.
But you had when you first started out, you didn't realise that you were going to become a clairvoyant?
No, I wouldn't say it was a born gift. I think everybody has the perception in them and they can develop it.
Do you reckon the perception is either something that we're gaining, or do you reckon that we had it stronger in the past?
Possibly.
You know what I mean, don't
and
you?
then we stopped using it.
Exactly.
Yes, I think so.
And you were drawn to tarot cards?
Yes.
Is that do all clairvoyants use tarot cards? Or
No. Many use ordinary cards. There's loads of sort of different kinds of divination. You can divine by sand, by tea leaves. If the person is good at what they're doing, they're fairly accurate.
I mean, when you say you divine by sand or tea leaves, what do you do? Do you look at the object that you're using and you see things within it?
Yes, it's like, I don't know if you've ever looked into a coal fire and you see faces or you see things. It's the same way.
Do clouds in the sky, I must admit.
Yes, clouds in the sky as well.
Is that all you do now? Is that do you make, how to say it, do you make a living out of being a clairvoyant?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
And how do you reconcile the fiscal part of it with being a clairvoyant? Do you ever feel there's a conflict between earning money from being a clairvoyant and actually and the gift that you've been given?
Yes, sometimes I do.
Oh,
there are times when I don't charge certain people when they come for a reading, when they've got a lot of trouble or it's on sickness, because I feel guilty taking money for it.
Now, do you ever misinterpret, or do you get everything right all the time?
It's possible to misinterpret. It's possible. And I suppose I have done on the odd occasion. But I like to think I'll get about 80% out of 100 right.
And do you deal with specifics, or have you got to generalise to an extent? I mean, do you get a cloudy view?
No, I don't never generalise. I never generalise. I read, it's like reading a book.
I see.
I read the tarot cards, and I do also what we call rune stones. They give a general reading. But with the tarot cards, the tarot means to ask a question, and the person who I'm reading for can put any question they want into the cards that they wish to have an answer to. And I will then interpret the cards that come up.
Now, after this next record then, you're going to tell my fortune, and you'll do this via the tarot cards?
Via the tarot cards and the rune stones.
That's great. Rod Stewart's new single. Now, what I've done is, to save some time, Anita had a load of rune stones, and these are copies of the original stones. So these are hard plaques, about 1 inch by 1.5 inches. And so on one side of them it's blank, and on the other side there are various symbols. Now I've chosen 12, which I placed out from about 20 or so. How many did I choose from? 22. And I chose, and they're placed out in front of Anita. I placed them from left to right, and I've chose 12 of them, and one that I've placed on its own, which we've now turned over. And we'll go from here. Right, away you go, love.
Okay, right. Well, first of all, I don't know whether you've just had an offer to travel or an offer to go away. If not, it's very, very near. It could be in the next few days. I don't want you to make any rash decisions concerning this when it comes up. There's changes connected with your work which are good to me, upliftments of some kind coming in. Now also, have you been having some difficulties with your car, or are you spending money on your car?
You're not having me on, are you?
I'm not.
Have you not spoken to anybody?
No,
Seriously?
I haven't, definitely not.
Well, I've got a TR6, which is
Yeah.
my pride and joy. Now, I smashed it about 2 weeks ago. And funny enough, the guy that I hit, his details turned out to be false, so we'll get you, don't you worry. And I'm getting my car back this afternoon. I've spent like about 500 quid getting it done.
Yeah, and it's possible. You must keep within your limits regarding the car. I don't know whether you intend spending any more money on it, but watch what you're doing regarding spending money on the car. Also, there's something here that you're going to be completing and finalising. Now, I don't know what that is as yet, but again, not to make any hasty decisions where you're finalising something. Regarding travel again here, there's a journey over water, but in that direction, don't expect too much to avoid disappointment. Relationship has come up with you, very, very good relationship stones, very strong, good emotional ties. But your influence stone here, which shows me that with everything around you at the moment, where you're planning things, other natural events are going to crop up to stop your plans and delay your plans. Right. Now what I want you to do, again, is I want you to choose me out 6 of these stones. I'm putting them back.
Right.
And I want you to just choose out 6.
Again, the thing with the car was unbelievable, that, because, I mean, it's my pride and joy. It was. Actually, it looks great, by the way, so don't worry too much.
I'm picking up a name with you. Do you know anybody called Michael? Does Michael mean anything to you at the moment?
Well, not
close.
not in a huge manner. No, I mean, I've got
Right.
friends called Michael.
Well, watch. There's news where that name is anyway.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 from 6.
Now,
okay.
also, again, I want you to pick me out the odd one again at the top.
You don't need any more details. You didn't have to know where I was born. or
No,
anything
nothing
like
like that. It's completely different.
Is it to do with me physically
astrology.
touching?
Yes, it's
Right.
what your subconscious is choosing out these stones.
Because you get an interaction between me and the objects you're using, right?
Now, also, here you have cut the psychic stone, which means your own intuition is good, and you should follow your own intuition on things in general. If you feel there is something wrong in something you're doing, go the way you feel and hold back. Do you understand what I mean?
I normally do that for now. I normally
Right.
follow gut reactions a lot.
Now, do you know where there is either a wedding coming up or a partnership of some kind? It could be emotional or practical.
Well, yeah, I'm involved in. I've just started a business partnership, which I'm hoping.
Well, it will go through. It's going.
it?
That's where your completion and finalising of something. That's going through, definitely. Now, there's a little bit of worry here. Is somebody? Do you know anybody that's having a baby? Is there a pregnancy around you anywhere?
Not that I can immediately
I don't
think of.
mean that you've been involved in.
Not
No.
one that. Excuse me, anybody out there going to tell any stories? No, not that I can immediately think of.
Well, there seems to be a birth coming up somewhere connected. Maybe it's family or close friends. I don't know. But within the next 12 months for you is assured success, because that is your influence stone here. Right?
Right.
Now that's the reading from the stones, which is a small general reading. What I want you to do now is I want you to take hold of the tarot cards and I want you to start shuffling them. While you're shuffling them, I want you to concentrate on a specific question which you want an answer to. And I want you to ask that question just in your mind as you shuffle those cards. The question must be specific, not general.
Okay, well, I will put a record on. Is that okay? While I
that's
shuffle
fine.
these.
Yes.
I tell you, this is dead interesting. I've never done this before. Boomtown Rats, not as interesting in what I'm doing now, but give me a minute while I shuffle and think and muse. Right. First, the tarot cards. I shuffled them. Could you quickly explain to people like what tarot cards are?
Well, tarot cards are symbols which, when you do shuffle them, your own subconscious throws up the cards that have to come up for me to interpret. And I'm interpreting through your subconscious mind.
Right. So, now I've shuffled them.
Yes.
The symbols, I take it, date back.
Yes. Well,
symbols
nobody is
ageless.
sure of the where they originate from. Some say the Hebrew Kabbalah, some say French Moroccan, and some say ancient Egyptian. Nobody is sure.
People even take
But
it
they're
back,
very,
far back
very
as
old.
Atlantis, don't they? and
Yeah,
things like
very,
that.
very old.
Right, I've shuffled them. I've mentally asked myself a question.
Right.
If you could now give your interpretation.
All right. Well, my interpretation, from what I can see here, around the present, there's obviously been setbacks to plans here. But coming in, you're going to be a little bit in limbo. This is why we've got the hangman here. He's stuck in space, he can't move. This is you, you're in limbo. And you haven't got a lot of patience for what you want to come in. So therefore, it's telling you strength, which is patience, to hold on. Because following up that time period, there's a decision that you're going to have to make. And when you make that decision, which will be the correct decision, by the following up cards, I would think related possibly to work or business here. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and you've got the Star, which is fantastic for the future. That means there are changes coming in. You're moving on, but you're moving up. You're taking a chance on the Wheel of Fortune here. And you've got the Star following up, which shows me there's bright prospects coming in for the future, with changes around you. And I think whatever's coming in for you is good. I want you to watch London as well. Forget London. Does that answer your question at all?
Yeah, because obviously the last year for me has been traumatic. It's been amazing. It's been something I've always wanted to do all my life, to speak to people, and I think everybody likes.
I think you speak to people very well.
I think everybody likes to be liked. And I mean, and this time last year I was a singing van driver, and this time this year it's been a lovely year for me. And obviously, having had a taste of the pleasant things, and I would like to go far further. You know, without losing credibility, I'd like to within this business that I'm in now. I'd obviously like that to go better.
It will do, definitely. It's very good for you. Actually, while I'm holding an article here of Mike's, I'm getting pubs with him. Do pubs at the moment mean anything to you?
No, again, you see, I'm ready to be sceptical. Well, that is something. Now, I don't normally go in pubs a great deal because I'm not a big drinker. If I have a night off, I stay in. I mean, I go playing in pubs, but it's not, you know what I mean? But next year, I'm doing, and I don't normally go out on my own, I normally go out with the band. Now, I'm performing next year in a pub that's just been opened, or is about to be opened in the new year. It's been refurbished. I'm doing a special public appearances and promotions, which is like, you know, amazing.
Yes, that's why I'm picking it up off your ring. There's obviously
I'm going this afternoon to discuss parts of it.
Yeah, it's funny that. There's possibilities coming from that anyway.
I mean, what would you do if something came up that was unpleasant? Would you tell me?
I wouldn't actually tell you straight out. I would go round it a little bit, because I think you've got to be very careful what you say. If you're talking about, do I ever see death in the cards? Is that exactly?
Well, that
type
or
of
misfortune.
thing? I think if somebody was asking a question on health and the cards were bad, I would definitely say I didn't like the condition I see, and I would suggest to them to go and see a specialist if they hadn't already. But I would never give death out. I don't think that responsibility is for me to give out.
For me, this has been it's been an experience that's been both stimulating and interesting. Especially with meeting the previous lady yesterday and the whole thing. Can I thank you for coming down,
yes,
love?
You can.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Okay,
Cheers. We'll go on some music. Excellent.